Hello, you are welcome to the channel. This is the number 3 video on the 2024 West African Senior Secondary Certificate Examination, WASSCE. And remember, we stopped in number 40 in the previous video. So in this video, we shall start from number 41. It is section 5, and the instruction on that section says, from the words or group of words lettered A to D, choose the word or group of words that best completes each of the following sentences. Number 41, he said that they dash painting the house by then. He said that they dash painting the house by then. Will have finished, would have finished, will finish, would finish. To answer this question, we have to understand that it is a reported speech. It said that. That means someone is reporting what he has said before. So now, in reported speech, there are some things that we have to take note of. The first thing is tense shift. Present tense has to change to past tense. So will in this sentence has to become would. That means option A and C are wrong, because those ones contain will, and will is not appropriate because will has to change to would. Now we are left with option B and D. Now looking at the way the sentence goes, by then, the sentence finished with the phrase by then. By then shows that there is a particular time that they must have completed the job. By then shows that by that particular time, they must have completed the job. That means option B is the only correct option. It said that they would have finished painting the house by then. In number 42, I will wear my dash dress to the dance. I will wear my dash dress to the dance. Blue silk new. Blue new silk. New blue silk. Silk blue new. This question is based on the order of adjectives. In the order of adjectives, there is a particular way we arrange adjectives. In most cases, the determiner is always the first if there is a determiner, followed by adjective of opinion, followed by the adjective of size, followed by the adjective of age. After age, adjectives of shape, then followed by adjectives of color, then followed by participle adjectives, then followed by adjective of origin, material, and purpose. Now, looking at this question, we have 3 adjectives. We have blue, we have silk, we have new. Blue is adjective of color, silk is adjective of material, new is adjective of age. Out of these 3 adjectives that we have, age comes first, that is new, followed by color, that is blue, then followed by material, that is silk. Age, color, material, and that is new, blue, silk, and that is option C. I will wear my new blue silk dress to the dance. If you want to know more about order of adjectives, I have made a video on that particular topic. I will leave the link to the video in this video's description. Let's go to number 43. If I dash an eagle, I would fly to distant lands. If I dash an eagle, I would fly to distant lands. Was, were, am, be. This type of statement is what we call the hypothetical statement. That is a statement that expresses hypothesis. Look at it. If I dash an eagle, the fact remains the speaker can never be an eagle. He or she is a person and he can never become an eagle. So saying if I am an eagle or whatever is hypothetical. It can never happen. So in this kind of statement, we usually use what we call subjunctive mood. And in subjunctive mood, the appropriate verb is always the verb were. And even though it might not follow the rule of concord, that is the appropriate verb. So the correct option is option B. If I were an eagle, I would fly to distant lands. In number 44, we have the teacher needs dash to write the note on the chalkboard. The teacher needs dash to write the note on the chalkboard. Chalks, a chalk, some chalk, many chalks. To answer this kind of question, we have to know the type of noun chalk is. Chalk is an uncountable noun, like water, like information. Therefore, it is wrong to directly express it in plural. So we cannot say chalks, just as we cannot say waters or informations. Also, we cannot use the article a or an before uncountable nouns. So we cannot say a chalk, just as the same way we cannot say a water or an information. Also, as an uncountable noun, many cannot be used directly before it. We cannot say many waters. We cannot say many informations. So the same way we cannot say many chalks. With this explanation, you will see that we have only one correct option, and that is option C, some chalk. The teacher needs some chalk to write the notes on the chalkboard. And please note this. When you have some before an uncountable noun, it's still going to be singular. Some water, some information, some chalk. Not some waters, not some informations, not some chalks. Take note of that. Number 45. The man said that he dash. The man said that he dash. Had eaten there the previous day, ate here yesterday, has eaten there before, had eaten there yesterday. This is also based on reported speech. The man said that. Remember what I said the other time about reported speech? Tense shift. All present tense will change to past tense. All past tense will change to past perfect tense. So the past tense ate will change to had eaten. Here will change to there. Here will change to what? There. Yesterday has to change to the previous day. Yesterday has to change to the previous day. So the correct option is the man said that he had eaten there the previous day. That is option A. Number 46. I consider this one of the simplest questions. It says, to be healthy, we need to eat a dash diet every day. To be healthy, we need to eat a dash diet every day. Balanced, complete, mixed, delicious. You can guess the answer before I say it. It's option A, balanced diet. 47. I can rustle dash an omelette at least. I can rustle dash an omelette at least. Out, up, on, off. When it comes to quickly preparing a meal, rustle up is the correct phrasal verb. That is option B. I can rustle up an omelette at least. 48. Banku was dash unhappy after the fight. Banku was dash unhappy after the fight. Very, too, much, such. Now looking at this, we are looking for an intensifier for unhappy. Very, well, too unhappy. Too unhappy could be correct if there is a completive clause. Like, Banku was too unhappy to speak after the party. Banku was too unhappy to speak. But there's nothing like to do this as a completive clause. So too is not correct. Much unhappy, such unhappy do not just sound correct. So the correct option is A, very. Banku was very unhappy after the fight. Number 49. Everything would be dash cheaper in the sales. Everything would be dash cheaper in the sales. Greatly, considerably, strongly, most. Now we are looking for the correct adverb to intensify cheaper. Which one would go with cheaper? Greatly cheaper. Greatly does not go with cheaper. Considerably cheaper, well, that goes with cheaper. Let's see the remaining two options. Strongly cheaper, no, that strongly does not go with cheaper. Most does not go with cheaper as well. We can only have cheapest. That is when we are comparing more than two things. When we are using the superlative of cheap, we can have cheapest. But as we have in this sentence, the correct option is option B, everything would be considerably cheaper. Number 50. The boot of my new car was dashed in the accident. The boot of my new car was dashed in the accident. Cracked, dented, chipped, marked. Now let's look at these verbs and those things they are used for. Cracked, that is used for eggs or dishes. Dented, that is used for the body of a vehicle, like the body of a car. Chipped, chipped is used when the edge of a dish is broken away. Just a small part at the edge of a dish is broken away. We can use chipped off. While marked is just to put a little sign on something. So I believe the correct option is option B. The boot of my new car was dented in the accident. Number 51. The proposer's argument was dash convincing than that of his opponent. The proposer's argument was dash convincing than that of his opponent. Much more, most, much, more, much. In this sentence, we have two arguments, and one was better than the other. Now, when we have two things, when we are comparing two things, then we are using the comparative, and the only comparative in the option is more, although it appears twice. More. But then we have two options that contain more. Option A and option D. Which of the two? Much more or more much? Where we can only use much as a premodifier for more. So much has to come before more. Much more. The correct option is option A. The proposer's argument was much more convincing than that of his opponent. 52. Parents should create an environment that their children can grow. Parents should create an environment that their children can grow. In which? What? From where? In that. The right preposition for environment is in an environment. So in is the right preposition for environment. So that means option A or option D would be our answer. But then let's look. Here, the speaker has in mind many environments. There are many other environments. But he or she is particular about the one which will make the children grow. That gives us wish as the next appropriate word. So option A is correct. Parents should create an environment in which their children can grow. Number 53. In spite of their shortcomings, we cannot admire them. In spite of their shortcomings, we cannot admire them. Yet, though, but, however. This sentence, what it means is that in spite of their shortcomings, we have no choice but to admire them. So in this kind of structure, but is always the correct option. In spite of their shortcomings, we cannot but admire them. Number 54. Amadi's plan at the last moment. Amadi's plan at the last moment. Fell down, fell on, fell through, fell off. The only option that is applicable to a plan is fell through. When a plan falls through, it means the plan fails. So take note of that. When a plan falls through, the plan does not succeed. The plan actually fails. So Amadi's plan fell through at the last moment. It means Amadi's plan failed at the last moment. Let's go to the next one. Number 55. You think I am hungry. You think I am hungry. Am I? Don't you? Aren't I? Isn't I? This question is based on question tags. In question tags, we look at the subject of the sentence and the verb in order to get our answer. For example, in this sentence, the subject is you. The verb is think. Since the verb is an action verb without any auxiliary verb, we can easily change the verb to do. Then for us to convert it to a tag, we place the verb before the subject. First of all, we change the verb do to negative. It becomes don't. Then we place it before the subject. Then it becomes don't you. Since the sentence is an affirmative sentence, then we change it to negative. Then we have don't you. In number 56, Maria dashed tears when she was told that she failed the final examination. Maria dashed tears when she was told that she failed the final examination. Broke to, broke up, broke with, broke into. Break into is the correct phrasal verb that is used with tears to show that someone suddenly begins to cry. When suddenly begins to cry, we say the person breaks into tears. And that is option D. Maria broke into tears when she was told that she failed the final examination. Number 57. Jide dash before I arrived. Jide dash before I arrived. Could have eat. Could had eaten. Must had eaten. Have eaten. Now, here we have two activities. Jide ate. I arrived. When talking about two activities in the past, one occurring before the other, we use past perfect tense for the activity that first occurred and simple past tense for the activity that occurred later. First activity, Jide ate. Second activity, I arrived. So we use past perfect tense for the first one, which is Jide ate. Then it becomes Jide had eaten before I arrived. That is option B. Jide had eaten before I arrived. Number 58. He claimed to be an expert, but he knew next to dash about it. He claimed to be an expert, but he knew next to dash about it. Anything, nothing, something, everything. When you see an expression like this, next to something, next to nothing, to show that someone does not know anything, then the correct option is going to be nothing. But he knew next to nothing about it. He claimed to be an expert, but he knew next to nothing about it. It's a euphemistic way to say that someone knows nothing about a particular topic or discussion. Number 59. Dash the textbooks. He advised his daughter to face her studies. Dash the textbooks. He advised his daughter to face her studies. Having been to buy, having bought, having buying, having been bought. Now all the options have having. The only form of verb that can come after having is the past participle. In fact, the only form of verb that can come after the verb have, has, had, and having is the past participle, and that is bought. Option B. Having bought the textbooks, he advised his daughter to face her studies. Number 60, which is the last question for this section. Deficiency dash just one essential vitamin may cause illness. Deficiency dash just one essential vitamin may cause illness. On, in, from, for. The right preposition to use with deficiency or deficient is in. Deficient in, deficiency in. The correct option is option B. Deficiency in just one essential vitamin may cause illness. So that will be all as far as this video is concerned. If you have any suggestion or question for me, drop it in the comment section. Until I come your way the next time, bye-bye.